everyone, and welcome back to our channel where we talk about all things related to anxiety and our mental well-being. Today we're talking about the impact of watching or listening to the news, the impact it has on our own well-being. This is because I was recently invited by ITV Television to discuss anxiety on their news channel, and it may come as a surprise to you, but I haven't actually watched the news for many years. Many of my clients have made a similar choice, realising that constant overexposure to negative news can really affect our minds, bodies and overall happiness. So by the end of this video, you will have clear, actionable steps to help you manage how you engage with the news and media. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. This helps us create more content and lets you stay up to date with our latest videos on managing anxiety. So, if you struggle with anxiety yourself, you may also wish to have a look over in the description where you can download some of our free resources or check out our website at www.betteryourlife.co.uk. Now, if you're not sure where to start, I recommend the Anxious Thoughts Diary workbook, or you may wish to take back control with the Circle of Control and Influence workbook. Now, both come with clear instructions so you can get started using the strategies and the techniques in there straight away. So let's look at how the news affects our well-being. In our modern fast-paced world, we are continually bombarded by dramatic headlines. Now, while the news is meant to inform us, being exposed to distressing and sensational stories all the time can leave us feeling anxious and overwhelmed. Now, have you ever noticed feeling more anxious after a heavy news day? If so, you're not alone. Our brains are naturally wired to focus on potential threats. This is a survival mechanism from our ancestors. But today, that same mechanism can trap us in a cycle of anxiety. When we repeatedly see reports of conflict, natural disasters or political turmoil, our bodies switch into the fight, flight and freeze response. Now, this response triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, even when there's no immediate danger to us. Now, imagine you're watching a dramatic news story. Unconsciously, your heart starts to race and your muscles tense up. That's your body releasing cortisol, which increases your blood sugar and your blood pressure, while adrenaline makes your heart beat faster to prepare you for danger. Now, while this response is essential in emergencies and genuinely fearful events, constantly being on heightened alert isn't healthy for us. Over time, this can lead to headaches, muscle tension, disrupted sleep, digestive issues, and panic attacks. Now, I used to live abroad and I constantly had BBC News on the television as it was one of the few English-speaking channels available. And I can recall days when the stress and the anxiety felt so overwhelming, and it wasn't long before I realised something had to change. We all experience something called negativity bias. Now, this is where our brains naturally give more weight, more emphasis to negative information than they do to the positive information. Now, this bias once helped us avoid real dangers. But in today's world of 24-hour news cycles and constant social media updates, it means that negative stories often dominate our thoughts. I remember a middle-aged client that came to me and she shared a story about her childhood. From the age of 8, her father made her read news stories about young girls that were kidnapped and harmed. Now, his intention was to keep her safe. Instead, and quite understandably, it left her feeling petrified and anxious about everyone around her. And this narrowed her world further and further and further until she became quite isolated. This is how early exposure to negative news can shape our emotional response for years to come. So be mindful of what your children are listening to in the background. Extended exposure to distressing news does more than just upset our minds. It has an impact on our physical health as well. Our bodies are designed for short, sharp bursts of stress, and they're not designed to remain in a constant state of heightened anxiety for extended periods. The elevated levels of stress hormones can lead to a range of health issues, such as sleep disruptions. Overstimulation from negative news can make it hard to relax at the end of the day, resulting in poor quality sleep. It can give us health problems. Stress and anxiety can interfere with our digestive processes, leading to issues like stomach aches, IBS, and indigestion, and can also make our reproductive organs shut down. It can cause weakened immune system. Now, prolonged stress makes it hard for our bodies to fend off infections and recover from illnesses. And it can give us chronic tension. Continuous anxiety may lead to chronic muscle tension, contributing to pain and discomfort in various parts of our bodies. Now, our bodies can't always tell the difference between what is real and what is simply imagined. So you'll have experience of this. Have you ever felt a physical reaction like a racing heart while watching a film? That's because our body responds to the emotions we experience regardless of whether the danger is real. The same applies when we watch or read negative news. Our bodies release the stress hormones even if there's no immediate threat to our own survival. So mentally, constant exposure to distressing news can make us feel overwhelmed, disconnected, and pessimistic about the future. We end up fixating on the negative and miss out on all the many positive moments life has to offer. So before we discuss what we can do to create a healthier relationship with the news, you may be wondering, who am I and how am I qualified to give you this advice? Well, my name is Jennifer Roblin and I am an anxiety specialist and therapist, and I have helped thousands of people learn the tools and the strategies to manage anxiety and uncover the root cause that is unique to them. I am the founder of Better Your Life, and my team and I are passionate about helping individuals who are currently struggling with anxiety, stress, and burnout. So if you're resonating with this video, remember that you don't have to navigate this journey alone. Our free consultation call is a fantastic way to receive personalised guidance tailored to your specific needs. Simply click the link pinned in the comments below and book your free call today. So let's look at 7 strategies that we can put in place to limit our exposure to the news. Number 1, we can set boundaries for news consumption. Try scheduling specific times for checking the news. For example, you might spend 15 minutes in the morning and another 15 minutes in the evening catching up on the headlines. This prevents that constant barrage of information from overwhelming us throughout the day. And remember, it's best to avoid the news right before bedtime, as that will be what's on our mind as we fall asleep. Number 2, choose quality over quantity. Not all news sources are equal, so opt for reputable outlets that offer balanced and factual reporting rather than sensational headlines. Consider subscribing to newsletters that summarise the day's events in a measured way so that you can stay informed without having the overload of negativity. Number 3, you can engage in mindful practices. Mindful techniques like meditation or deep breathing exercises can help counteract the anxiety triggered by negative news. Number 4, disconnect regularly. In our digital age, it's vital to take regular breaks from screens and social media. Consider a digital detox for a set period each day to reconnect with yourself and the world around you without the constant intrusion of negative news. Number 5, we can focus on positive interests. Redirect the time you might spend watching the news towards activities that bring you joy. Now, whether that's reading a book, engaging in a hobby, or spending quality time with loved ones, focusing on positive experiences can significantly boost our mood. Number 6, we can stay connected. Nurturing relationships with supportive friends and family is essential, and it's been proven that it absolutely does reduce anxiety. Positive interactions can serve as a buffer against the stress of constant negative news. Sometimes a good conversation is all it takes to lift your spirits. Number 7, practice gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect on at least 5 positive things that happened. By shifting your focus from what's going wrong to what's going well can transform your outlook on life. It's a small change that can have a big impact on our mental well-being. So when we start moderating our news consumption, the benefits can be truly remarkable. Many of my clients have reported a noticeable improvement in their mental well-being, lower levels of stress and anxiety, better sleep, improved digestion, and even a stronger immune system. Now, personally, I saw a significant change in my energy levels and my mood once I began to set clear boundaries with the news. I hope you get the same effects. Ultimately, reclaiming our headspace is all about recognizing that we have the power to choose what we allow into our minds. We're not suggesting that you have to ignore the world. We're simply choosing to prioritize our own well-being, creating a more balanced and fulfilling life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried setting boundaries with the amount of news that you consume? What challenges have you noticed in your mood or daily life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, please, because we do love to hear from you. Now, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, then please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit that notification button so that you're kept up to date with all the content and strategies on well-being and managing anxiety. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye for now.